My name is Neil Patel, and I help companies generate more revenue through digital marketing. Entrepreneur Magazine said I was the #1 marketer in the world, and they also said I created one of the 100 most brilliant companies. I started my first website at the age of 16. I took all the money that I earned from working at an amusement park, and I paid a marketing firm. The marketing firm provided no results, and I quickly learned that I wasn't alone. Out of my frustration and from being broke, I had no choice but to learn marketing. My first client was a power supply manufacturer. I helped them generate another $25 million in sales, and from that point, I realized the power of marketing. I helped everyone that I could, and I built my reputation by being honest and over-delivering. I've helped companies like Google, NBC, Viacom, General Motors, eBay, but nothing's more satisfying than helping small business owners succeed. I founded 4 multi-million-dollar companies, and I've learned all the mistakes that you should avoid. I've written about them on Forbes, Entrepreneur, Inc., Fast Company, and even on my own blogs. It's so awesome to know that colleges from all around the world are teaching my material in their classroom. Over the years, I've received awards from the President of the United States, the House of Representatives, and the United Nations. People believe marketing is expensive and difficult. Fortunately, that's not true. There is a formula. Even if you don't have a technical bone in your body, you can get results. And my mission is to share this formula with you. Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to go over some proven tactics. So, all right, let me enter full screen. So my name is Neil Patel, and today the NP Digital team and I are going to be breaking down proven tactics, lessons we've learned from our most successful clients. We actually have many more successful clients than what we're going to present on today, but quite a few of them were not able to share any data or talk about the strategies we leverage. So we picked some of the ones that we thought would be helpful. And we picked ones from different verticals and companies of all sizes, because we know some of you guys are enterprise. And we also know that some of you guys are SMB, and there's strategies that can help all of you guys here succeed and win well. And more than just things like SEO, but also things like earned media or paid, which is encompassed under earned media. So my name is Neil Patel, as already mentioned. I'm the co-founder of NP Digital. We're a global ad agency. And we have a few people with us today. We have Sam, David, and Brooke. Sam, do you want to give a quick introduction on yourself?
Sure. Thanks, Neil. My name's Sam Stark-Loining. I am one of the SEO managers at MPA, which is our small to medium-sized business division of the company. Been in SEO about 7 years now. Have a lot of experience in B2B, in enterprise, and in e-commerce as well. So yeah, happy to be here.
Awesome.
Hey, everybody. My name is David Shapiro. I oversee the earned media team here at NP Digital. Been doing digital marketing for about 15 years and been with the company here for over 4 years. And I'm really looking forward to this presentation today and answering any questions that y'all have. It's great to be here.
And hi, everybody. I'm Brooke Hess. I'm the VP of Paid Media at NP Digital on the enterprise side. Been working in paid media across all traditional digital channels for about 16 years. Great to be here.
So we have real world examples, and the reason we know these work is we've been doing this long enough. You know, if you look at David, Brooke, Sam, we've all been in marketing for a very long time. So these strategies, not only have we rinsed and repeated them throughout, our clientele base, but more importantly, we've tried so many marketing tactics, and some of them don't work, just being honest, and we don't have a 100% success ratio. No one does as a marketer. You should all be running experiments. But through that process and through a lot of the data we track, like we're scraping so many websites and tracking people's rankings and what they're doing with paid advertising. All this stuff gives us a lot of insights on
trends and patterns and what people should be watching out for. As I mentioned, we have quite a bit of clients. We have over 700 plus people. We're in 9 plus countries, and we've won a lot of awards on top of this, from Performance Marketing Agency of the Year, for Best SEO Campaign of the Year, from Best Paid Media Campaign of the Year, and the list goes on and on. And we've won a lot of these awards and got a ton of recognition because the strategies, the tactics, they work. So just keep that in mind when, Brooke or David or Sam break down some of these strategies with some of these clients. Just please keep that in mind. And why are we here? Well, 84% of executives agree that innovation is an important part to their growth strategy, and 94% believe that learning from successful peers is a key driver of innovation. Like, just think about it this way. I've been in marketing for 20 years, but I've learned the most probably from talking with other marketers and going to conferences. Reading online has helped quite a bit, but it's usually the first two combined with experimentation. So if you network with other entrepreneurs and marketers like us, if you learn from our insights and we all start collaborating with each other, we'll all have better ideas and have a better understanding of what's going to work and what's going to drive the best results, which is super important, especially right now when a lot of things are going against us, from like inflation to the economy. This is the time to bust out some of those amazing strategies that are going to have impact. And also keep in mind, these are never before seen strategies. We haven't talked about these before in previous webinars. So when we break them down, just keep in mind, take some notes, and they work. And I believe the slides will be on YouTube as well.
Cool. Thank you, Neil. So I'm going to start out by talking about two of our SEO clients at MPA. The first one is Stratos Jet Charters. So the story here really is about recovering from an algorithm update. And I would love to hear from all of you out there. If you could put in the chat a 1 if you have worked on a site that has been negatively impacted from an algorithm update. Anybody out there? I mean, I have been hit hard before from algorithm updates. This is one of those things where it really puts an SEO or an agency to the test, right? How well they're able to recover from those. And here in this example, we built out a really robust strategy both before the algorithm update hit and after it hit with Stratos Jets. As you can see here, post algorithm update, we were able to drive 119% increase in page 1 keywords, a 40% average traffic increase for top location pages, which were the focus of ours for that quarter, and a staggering 21,392 new keyword rankings post algorithm update. Neil, if you'd go next slide. So backing up a little bit about Stratos. Founded in 2006, they've been online for a good portion of the 16 years since they were founded. And they've been through a lot. They've had internal marketing teams, external marketing teams. They've worked with many agencies in the past, been through a lot of ups and downs, the financial collapses, all sorts of things, right? And they've come out stronger from all of that. So the company is old. They've been online for a long time, but they also have quite a few competitors that have really robust strategies as well online. So they needed a talented group of marketers to come in and really help them define their strategy. As you can see here, these metrics are from before the algorithm update. So you can see while we were working with them previous to that, we saw total ranking keywords grow by 37% year over year from July 21 to July 22 before that update. Similarly, you can see how clicks and impressions were trending up. And there you can see a couple instances of one of the many products we offer at MPA, a link surge. It's a way for us to use our organic network of content publishers and content creators to drive high quality backlinks to your site using, again, a very robust and high quality network that we have access to. And then that third chart there, you can see some of the performance gains that we saw on those location pages I mentioned before. Los Angeles, Houston, Orlando, Miami. These are all the focus of our quarterly deliverables and the work that we were submitting. So yeah, we gave them a full analysis of their site. We went in depth. We built a robust strategy. Joel here in his comment mentions that after the first quarter, they were so enthusiastic about the work that we were providing and the results we were driving, they decided to double down with us and up their strategy.
And to clarify one thing, when we're talking about link surges here, David, ended up creating this department for us, but we have a digital PR department. So our network isn't just like a group of sites and we, say, add this link to this page. It doesn't really work that way. We end up creating content that people love, things that people want to link to. And then we reach out to a lot of the journalists and webmasters that we built relationships for that we think would like the content, like the infographics, like a lot of the material we've created, and see if they'd be willing to link to us. Now, of course, some people are going to say no, but because of the type of content that we're creating, we know that people are going to love it because we do a lot of research beforehand. We know that the chance of building links are very high in probability favored to us.
Totally. Thank you for that. Thank you for that clarification. So the challenge with Stratos Jets, they were hit hard by an algorithm update. And at the time that they were hit, this was the unhelpful content update from last fall. At the time that they were hit, they were with 4 different SEO agencies, all these different agencies managing different parts of their sites. Well, we came to them with a plan, both before the algorithm update hit and after, that gave them the confidence to shift all of their resources and consolidate entirely to NPA, which really gave us the ability to go all out on our strategy and provide them the best results that we possibly could. So what we did, like I said, we came to them. We knew what the algorithm update was likely to be about. We had an idea of the kinds of pages it was going to impact. And so we came to them with a plan. We monitored the sites closely. We checked the impact on specific pages that they may have had. And we basically had 3 months ahead of time to start preparing. And you can see this is a comment from Joel, their CEO, again, saying that they saw their competitors fall during this time where they really maintained a lot of their organic presence through the volatility of the algorithm updates. And a lot of this, again, thanks to pre-planning on our side. So again, to achieve our goals, we were aware of several things. We knew exactly what their competitors were doing, and we were tuned into that. We knew what the algorithm, or we had a good idea at least of what the algorithm update was going to be impacting, the types of pages that it'd be impacting. And so we built a strategy around that for them. We continued to monitor the algorithm update closely, staying tuned into the industry, tuned into what people were saying, and checking regularly to see what the published data looked like. And that's really the biggest lesson here, is that all of the products that we offer here, all the strategies that we provide for clients, they're all driven completely by data. So we're looking exactly at the analytics of these different sites. We're checking to see where algorithm updates, again, are most likely to hit and why. And then we're taking proactive steps to hedge against that volatility, while also staying lean and staying ready to quickly go in and recover from where we do see dips from algorithm updates. And again, Stratos has never been, they haven't ever performed as well as they are now after this algorithm update because of the strategy we rolled out. So then finally, would you recommend MP Digital to someone considering their services? Joel is a resounding yes. Here you can see one of his comments about Rachel, who's one of our very talented account managers at MPA. She's really fantastic to work with. And we have a great team here, really talented people who are very knowledgeable about the industry, who are very willing to help out. And you can see that that's been Joel's experience as well. But also he mentions here that whenever he has a marketing goal that he wants to achieve, he knows our team can make it happen. He's comfortable bringing that to us. We can build him a plan, and we can turn that plan into action. Okay, then the second one is CopyLeaks here. So CopyLeaks, a little bit of a different story. They've been with us for 3 years, and this is really a tale of recurring investment in SEO. You can see over that time, we've driven over 8.73 million unique site visitors to their site. And year over year, we've driven 2,800 new ranking keywords for them. So a lot of great performance from just recurring investment there. A little bit about CopyLeaks. They're dedicated to creating secure environments and share ideas to learn with confidence. So they are an AI company that has developed proprietary software that can detect plagiarism. They work with universities, schools, corporations, things like that. And so, really, the trick here was understanding this as a niche product. What kind of qualified traffic do we want to drive to this site that we know can create the biggest impact for their bottom line, considering it's a niche product? So here you can see the growth that they've experienced with us. Eric, the VP of marketing over there, mentions that it's a new traffic record every day, pretty much. We've had almost a 650% growth in clicks since they joined with us and started their campaign, and almost a 200% growth in impressions. You can see organic keywords followed that same trend. Again, this is the result of just steady, regular improvements, on-site, off-site, technical, really kind of throwing the SEO book at it here and continuing to invest year over year in SEO. So the challenge when they came to us, their organic traffic was in a tailspin. They were down 30% year over year. They came to us with three goals in mind: improve and widen their competitive keyword rankings, improve the quality of the organic traffic and improve those leads, and then improve their domain authority with quality backlinks. So the results, again, we really threw the book at this one. We incorporated a lot of our different products from on-site optimizations, off-site, technical work that had to be done, content, blog copy, all sorts of different items, and we increased their brand awareness, give them a surge of that bottom funnel traffic, those highly qualified leads. And overall, they saw their organic traffic increase by 200% year over year, and overall traffic up 300% when you include email, paid search, and social as well into those numbers. So again, what did we do? We threw the book at it. We optimized their on-site content. We wrote new blog copy for them. We built off-site content. We did those link surges and the backlink profiles. Their site had recently been migrated when we took them on. So we made sure to also go through and scour the site for technical errors, which we came through a lot of. And our technical team here is fantastic. Some of the best minds in the business. They went through, made those updates that they needed to, and created a site or improved their site to the point where it really started to excel. We also learned, we used a lot of what we learned from the Yandex leak to create a powerful sort of robust strategy for them. If you're not aware of the Yandex leak, Yandex was like the third or the fourth most popular search engine out there. It was based in Russia, and a lot of former Google engineers went to work there and create that search engine. So when the algorithm for them leaked, we kind of got a peek under the hood on exactly what a search algorithm is using, the ranking factors, their priority, and knowing that Google employees were there, we could sort of infer exactly that these items would also be incorporated to the Google algorithm. So that helped inform our strategy quite a bit. And then we coordinated product launches with them with some link surges that really showed a lot of big results. Okay, and then finally, Eric would highly recommend MPA as well. From his experience, he's worked with a lot of different SEO agencies, but he admits that we set the bar. We're organized, we're extremely strategic, and we drive results. So we consulted with Eric quite a bit before they actually signed with us. We convinced him that we were the experts here, and we built a strategy out for him that he loved, and we continue to implement today. So overall, with small to medium sized businesses, Neil Patel really has the talent and the skill and the resources to drive serious performance for you. I think with that,
Great.
I'll hand it to Brooke.
Yeah, we'll switch over to a paid media case study for The Shelf. The Shelf is a rapidly growing influencer marketing startup. They develop next level strategies and creatives to connect brands to their customers in a really authentic way for clients in the US and Canada. And our NP Excel team, NPA, that works with smaller to medium sized businesses, made adjustments to their paid search campaigns that really paid off in a big way. The challenge they were facing was that they needed to generate leads from mid to large size companies, but not from actual influencers. So we focused the paid search strategy in order to increase their marketing qualified demo signups. Within a 6-month period, we doubled their monthly lead volume while decreasing their cost per lead by 31%. And by optimizing to more qualified users, we were able to increase our conversion rate by 47%. So, how do we get here? To achieve these goals, we did a few things. We first tightened up conversion tracking to ensure we'd be able to optimize toward the correct goals. Next, we created comprehensive middle and bottom funnel strategies and worked consistently to optimize campaigns. We heavily audited the client's account to refine keywords and queries that had the potential to increase qualified traffic generated from our paid ads based on the client's feedback and the insights we gained from campaign data. We've been able to see incredible growth in conversions as well as businesses signing up as a result of our paid campaigns. We've been able to surpass the competitors in many verticals. And we were able to double the number of qualified leads we were getting from our paid campaigns while also considerably decreasing the cost per acquisition. And don't take our word for it. The director of digital strategy at The Shelf, Anthony Nestle, said that MP Digital provided him with a strong framework of ads, ad copy, and keyword targeting strategies to get in front of the eyes of their potential customers. Turn it back over to Sam.
Actually, I'll be chatting through this one. So
Sorry,
yeah,
David.
no worries. So, we've talked about SEO, we talked about paid, and it's really important to also talk about email marketing. I mean, I think if you literally do nothing from this webinar, if you don't already have a list and a sign up form on your website, highly recommend doing that. It's just so important to be capturing names and be capturing emails so you can market to visitors in the future. And that's exactly what we did for Elk Springs Resort. And if you want to go to the next slide, Neil, Elk Springs Resort, we increased their conversions by 25% year over year. As you can see on the right, we had a lot of really positive outcomes from the campaign. 162% increase in revenue, 100% increase in the number of recipients, the size of the list, and then 121% increase in deliverability. Now, a little bit about Elk Springs Resorts. They do luxury cabin rentals and condos in the Great Smoky Mountains. So, they provide a great service and do a lot in the Great Smoky Mountains. So the challenge that they had was really boosting their outbound email marketing flows and campaigns. They were doing okay, but they wanted to improve their email marketing performance, which is why they decided to work with us. And as you can see, we doubled their marketing distribution and we increased the conversions by over 25% by basically focusing on two things. We wanted to increase the amount of workflows, and we also wanted to increase the amount of campaigns that we had going for them at any given time. So what we did is we refreshed and we created additional email workflows and campaigns to, improve the quality of the content, right? We wanted to make sure that it was more personalized and that we were taking advantage of what we knew about the visitors to the website to create better emails for them. We tested creative, we tested copy, and we, modified the emails that we were sending to people based on the actions that they took on the website. And all of those things led to better results. We also integrated SMS into the mix as well to add an additional touch point to our visitors. And all of those things, having a better structured email strategy and, having more campaigns and more workflows allowed us to get better results for this client.
And one thing for all of you guys to keep in mind, I know a lot of you guys already do email. Fine-tuning your campaigns can have a wonder of results, as you saw here. But the other big thing to think about is when you get an email, there's a lot of times you don't open it. It's just a reality. It doesn't matter how crazy good the copy is. But an SMS, when someone texts you, you're much, much more likely to go into your phone, check your messages, and look at it. The SMS rates for click-through are just through the roof, and they're much higher than email across the board in pretty much all industries. So just keep that in mind. If you're not using SMS yet, you should add it. It can do wonders for your marketing.
Yep, and Andy was really excited by those results, right? Said if you're looking to increase your email marketing reach and effectiveness, partnering with NPA is low risk and results driven. So, once again, another happy client.
We also have a few case studies today that we're going to share regarding our enterprise clients on how we can drive growth and increase revenue. And we are very excited to share today 2 award-winning enterprise paid media case studies. The first is the winner of OMA's 2022 SEM campaign category, where we increased the ROAS for our client ConnectWise by 100%. So who ConnectWise is their software technology that's designing for IT companies to help their clients. They run campaigns across North America, EMEA, and APAC with the objective of driving marketing qualified leads and pipeline. Historically, ConnectWise paid search campaigns focused on MQL volume and cost per lead across 7 products in each of the 3 major regions. However, the pipeline impact was only measured by a channel and not mapped back to specific campaigns. So we were unable to tell which campaigns were driving the performance. This crucial data gap meant that all campaigns were treated exactly the same, despite some of them contributing much higher quality leads and more pipeline impact in the mid to bottom funnel. So we collaborated with the ConnectWise team to analyze their search demand and historical data, which resulted in shifting the focus of the paid media search campaigns from quantity of MQLs to the quality of their sales qualified opportunities that drove pipeline. So because of the lack of insight into this campaign performance, Google Ads could only optimize and treat all campaigns the same. So we needed to enable the ad platform of Google Ads to prioritize campaigns that have high SQO conversion rates instead of campaigns with a high MQL volume and low cost per lead. Knowing it would take months to connect ConnectWise CRM data to integrate the offline conversion tracking into Google Ads, we jumped ahead and said, we'll manually map this front-end search performance and spend to your MQLs, SQLs, SQOs, and pipeline contribution for hundreds of campaigns. It was quite the task. NPD then worked with the internal ConnectWise team, both their data and their marketing ops teams, to export reports from their internal Power BI platform that contained the specific campaign identifiers. The missing data connection enabled NPD to differentiate the campaigns that previously were thought to be supporting MQL volumes at target CPLs from those campaigns that were actually converting into sales qualified opportunities in pipeline. Not only did the shift enable a more strategic optimization approach, but also saved ConnectWise over $180,000 per month that we were able to reallocate from low performing campaigns and reinvest into the highest SQL producing campaigns and products. They were definitely happy about that. So the result of the optimization shift helped NP Digital deliver the strongest paid search pipeline contribution that ConnectWise has seen in the last 12 months. We increased the ROAS by 100%, SQL conversion rates increased by 166%, and the SQL cost dropped by 25%. With these results, we were able to achieve on paid search. ConnectWise executive team agreed to proceed with this more flexible approach to managing campaigns across different products and tactics, knowing we could look into SQL opportunity. The next campaign award winner from 2022 was named NPD as the Search Engine PPC Agency of the Year. And our submission for that was from a global brand called Tektronix. Tektronix designs and produced test and measurement solutions and products that empower engineers to create and realize technological advances with greater speed, ease, and accuracy. And even though you can purchase their products online, like an e-commerce type of brand, this sales cycle is extremely long. It can take users over 6 months to complete the sales journey. So NPD was challenged to help Tektronix grow their closed sales qualified lead dollars. So historically, we were assigning revenue value to each Tektronix product. It's been challenging to do that because there were so many variables in each product that it changed the product pricing based on variable. So our solution was to implement a conversion-based bidding, smart bidding strategy. And NPD and Tektronix worked across multiple stakeholders and departments to define a conversion value. And through these interviews with the sales, analytics, and product teams, we developed a dynamic conversion value across 4 different conversion actions by region, product value, and product sales close rate. And we know it's difficult to get something major implemented. So we took a walk, jog, sprint approach to really accomplish these tasks that would get us to this dynamic conversion value. That included looping in Tektronix sales and finance teams. We discussed their P&L and their profit margins on each of the products. NPD ensured we had the proper tracking in place by developing custom UTM source codes that actually connected into Tektronix CRM database. And by mapping those average value of final sales and customer lifetime value, we were then able to set proxy revenue values to each touch point, like a sales qualified lead or a closed deal. And this process is still ongoing today. It consistently is evolving. We analyze the search trends, seasonality forecasts, as well as attribution modeling to ensure that we are still staying on top of the dynamic metrics. So the approach resulted in NP Digital's ability to maximize Tektronix paid search business by shifting the optimization strategy from a target CPA bid method to a target ROAS, and we enabled value-based bidding. So the campaign resulted in a 48% lift of conversion volume, an 82% increase in closed sales, and a 34% drop in cost per conversion.
And we'll round out with an enterprise SEO case study and how we helped SoFi, our client, become better known for a new product that they were creating. So, SoFi was really well known for online banking. They were known for loans. I mean, they had the naming rights to the stadium that hosted the Super Bowl. So they were a really well-known company. And the goal for them was to really create content around a new product that they were creating called SoFi Invest. and they wanted natural search to be the primary driver of traffic and funded accounts within 1 year. So, they came to us and we partnered with them on a strategy that was focused around creating relevant content and getting links from relevant publishers to help them become an authority in this space and capture visibility for a lot of the non-brand terms that the audience would be searching to find the products that they were looking to sell. And so, what we did is we targeted 5 key keyword themes, right, to really show topical depth. One of the great things about SoFi was, once again, they had a lot of brand recognition. They had a lot of search volume behind their brand name. They had a lot of links. They had a lot of authority overall. So if we were able to create content and get additional links pointing to those pages that we were creating, and also create great internal links to those pages, that was going to be a key driver of success. So we created content around active investing, automated investing, fractional shares, retirement accounts, and cryptocurrency. And a big part of that content strategy was focused around understanding the user journey and trying to think about what searches people were going to be doing over the course of the journey, regardless of whether or not there was search volume. One of the things that we've seen be true is that people also ask searches, related searches, and auto-suggest searches. They show up well before you'll see any search volume in Google Keyword Planner. Keep in mind, Google Keyword Planner is pretty much a lagging indicator of things that have already happened. You look at ChatGPT or OpenAI and you look at the search volume on those keywords. And in December of 2022, which was basically a month or so after it had debuted, it was showing that there was maybe 10 or 20 searches, and that clearly wasn't true. So we took that mindset and we've known about this and applied it to SoFi and helped them get visibility before there was a significant amount of demand for some of these keywords. Now, of course, there were head keywords which we were going to go after, and we needed to create content, of course. But so much of what we were able to accomplish was understanding where users were going to be searching, creating content, so that when the search demand increased, we were already visible, and we were more likely to have top rankings for those types of queries.
And the beautiful part about this is everyone talks about how competitive SEO is and it takes long to get results. But what happens if you start going after keywords right before they become popular? You're going to get results faster and you're going to have way less competition. And this is also one of the reasons we bought the tool Answer the Public, because it gives companies and marketers insights on a lot of these keywords earlier.
And as Neil was mentioning, we have a team here called our digital public relations team. And their whole focus is working with publishers, working with influencers, working with really whoever has the eyes and ears of your audience, and trying to figure out how we can get your brand mentioned on those websites or by those influencers. Well, links are really important. They have been and they always will be, despite what Google says. It's also important to get mentions from influencers and really anybody that has the attention of your audience. And so we looked at existing relationships with publishers and influencers. We also set to embark on creating new relationships, and we really wanted to figure out how we're able to get SoFi mentioned in their invest products specifically on these publications that people were paying attention to. So we had 60 pieces of high quality content placed on websites, that were well known to this audience, and we were able to really help SoFi become more well known in this space. And a lot of that awareness and that brand search volume that took place around SoFi and Invest helped us grow our rankings and helped us get more future links down the line, which again helped us get future rankings. So it's a cycle in which you create content to use to promote. The more you're able to promote, the more able you are to get brand searches. The more brand searches you get, the more likely it is you're able to generate links. The more links you get drives future awareness, et cetera, et cetera. So we did all of these things for SoFi, right? We created great content, we got great links, and all of a sudden we were rewarded by Google with visibility, which created a lot of funded accounts, which ultimately is what they were looking to accomplish. And one of the last things that we did, we also wanted to make sure that we focused on technical SEO to make it less likely that Google was going to penalize us in any capacity for being slow or not being technically optimized. So we utilized best practices for page speed, schema, internal linking, and then information architecture to allow us to get more featured snippet opportunities, to allow us to make it more likely that when people did searches through means other than text, like voice search, that we had that featured snippet and we would show up. But we did everything we could from an SEO perspective to increase the chances of us showing up well. And the results for the campaign ended up speaking for themselves. As you can see, all sorts of great metrics on the right. Most importantly, we had over 22,000 accounts funded by natural search, right? That is the end goal. We wanted not just visibility to pat ourselves on the back and say we were able to get rankings. We wanted visibility to drive qualified traffic, to ultimately drive funded accounts, and we were able to accomplish that. And the way we were able to grow 22,337 funded accounts through natural search was by getting more position 1 through 3 non-brand keyword rankings, which drove more natural search sessions, which again drove all of those funded accounts. And as you can see here, this was the OMA award winner for an enterprise SEO campaign for that year. And of course, the stakeholder that we were working with, AJ Smith, was very happy with the outcomes of that campaign as well.
So how do you apply these lessons to your own website, to your own marketing, your own business? Well, the big thing is you need to identify your goals. And this is really important. And I want to start off with this point right here, because think about it this way. When Brooke was breaking down one of the pay-per-click case studies, it's with ConnectWise, not all campaigns are equal. If your goal is marketing qualified leads, that's fine. But as a business, a company, your goal is actual revenue. How many deals are you closing? So you need to identify, all right, this is the end objective that I want to achieve. What are the other parts of that journey? And how does someone start at the beginning and get to the end? The end is where you want them to be, close dollars, close revenue. But what is the journey that someone took throughout that process to get to the end? These are all touch points that either marketing needs to be involved in, and B, more importantly, that need to be tracked. If you're not tracking them, you're not going to figure out how to improve every step of the journey and help push people along each and every single way. And this is super important because this is a big mistake that we see a lot of companies make in all aspects, whether it's paid or SEO. If you don't understand the journey, you won't understand what you need to track. And if you don't know what you need to track, you're not going to understand what you need to do to improve each of those parts of the journey. So then that way you can get more end results. Another thing that you need to look for is expertise. Look, right now, a lot of businesses know that Google Ads works or Facebook Ads work or their competition is doing something. But if you don't have the right people executing on it, you're going to make a lot of mistakes and you could end up wasting a lot of money. We've gotten into paid advertising accounts that are literally wasting millions of dollars a month. No joke, per month. And people are doing things because of inaccurate tracking or wrong beliefs or wrong metrics they want to track, or the campaigns are just set up, inefficiently. And the same goes with SEO. A lot of people optimize for search traffic. Search traffic's good, and we talk about that throughout this whole presentation. But if you notice, almost every single time, if not every single time, we drive it back to more leads, more sales, more revenue. Because at the end of the day, if you're getting more traffic, it doesn't mean anything if none of those people convert. That means you just spent it a lot of time and money and didn't improve the business. So you need to really have the experience and expertise, so that way people are focusing on what's most important, and it also helps get results faster. Just like what David broke down with SoFi. Yes, everyone talks about how SEO is competitive, but David and the team at NP Digital figured out, all right, let's figure out a new way to get them rankings faster for more competitive keywords that are going to be booming, but they're not booming and competitive yet. And that's what we're looking at, things like Google Suggest, to figure out what keywords to go after next. Because what a lot of people do is they make the mistake of just saying, oh, here's what's popular in Google Suggest. Here's what's popular based on Google's API when it comes to search volume. But there's a lag. And if you just go off of face value, you're going to end up making a lot of mistakes. So that's pretty much it. You can scan this QR code if you're interested in booking a call with us. And what we wanted to do is answer any questions you guys may have on marketing.
All right. Well, hello all. We've got lots of really good questions. My name's Colin. I'm a marketing manager at NPD. Let's see here. I guess this one could be answered by any of the participants. How do I get my first sale if I don't have budget for paid ads? A follow-up to that, what are a few things a small business can do with a limited budget, unlike the budgets of enterprise brands? Maybe that's a maybe that's a Brooke question.
From a paid media perspective, we would recommend at a minimum starting with paid search, and your paid search budgets don't have to be very high. But what paid search is unique for is you are interacting with people who are actively searching for your service, your products. And that's different from every other type of advertising where you are pushing your ads to people that you're trying to reach. So I would start with a search, non-brand and brand campaigns that are capturing people who are actively looking for your brand, your products, your services. From a free media perspective, maybe David could share his tips on if you're not ready to invest in paid media, what else could you do in the interim?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend two things. One, using Answer the Public to understand search volume and keyword difficulty and start creating content focusing on those keywords. You know, over time, you'll want to create a lot of content, and it's important if you're just starting out to go after keywords where there may not be a lot of competition, and that might be more likely you're able to start to get early visibility. And another thing I would focus on is understanding where conversations are taking place about the products that you sell and participating in those conversations. You can look at whether it's Reddit, Twitter, if it's a more visual type of product you're selling, maybe looking at Pinterest or wherever it may be, but understand where your audience is and try to market on those websites. You know, those are two things that you're able to do with low to no budget that can help you get some early traction. So again, that's creating content for low competition keywords and then interacting with your potential audience wherever they may be online.
And this might be a follow-up question for you, David. Is it a good idea to test paid search non-brand before focusing and moving into, you know, content creation and all the stuff that goes into gaining organic visibility?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the harder things about organic search is understanding which keywords are actually going to drive conversions. And what's nice about paid is that you can pay for visibility right away and understand if keywords are going to do well. Now, one of the things we've seen be true more often than not is that if a keyword does well in paid, it is very likely to do well organically. Now, there are instances where that's not true, but on balance, for most cases, that is likely to be true. So if you do have budget to run a test to understand out of a given set of keywords which might be the best to target organically, then definitely do it, because at that point you'll know with a higher probability that the keyword is likely to drive organic leads if you're able to get visibility. So that can cut the amount of time required to see results from SEO down significantly if you already know what keywords are going to drive conversions.
Awesome. Here's one that I think Brooke would probably best suited to answer. So many different, it was probably specific to ConnectWise or maybe tech. So many different sources of data. Is there a preferred platform that we should be using to help pull everything together?
Most sophisticated clients do have some type of CRM data, and having a CRM will enable everything to be pulled together. And the key is connecting your CRM to the paid media platforms. And there's ways to do that through Google offline integrations, Google offline conversion tracking. making sure that you're leveraging CAPI on Meta, for example, Conversions API, to make sure that we are telling the platforms directly what data we're getting on our end and being able to leverage that when you're running a paid media campaign. Pixels are supposedly going away in the upcoming months. So in order, when those pixels go away, we won't have a way to say this is what's happening on our website and have that Meta pixel or a Google Ads pixel be able to talk back to the platforms. So the crucial part is making sure you are taking your own data and getting that into the ad platforms so that it can inform campaign optimizations and actually show you what value you are getting from the campaigns once we lose that data visibility.
Awesome. This one, I think this one's for Neil. How do you feel about the continuous scroll, and any thoughts on how that may impact how people search the continual scroll versus page 1, page 2, page 3? Any thoughts on that, Neil?
I haven't seen much of a difference. So when that first came out, we started looking at the difference in traffic from page 1 results from page 2, because we have a lot of customers, and we didn't really see much of a difference in which the page 1 were still the page 1, and they were getting roughly the same amount of traffic as the people who were on page 2 before the continuous scroller and even after. So we didn't really see much of an adjustment. I'm not saying there isn't a change in traffic because of it. We just more so did not see it. And we analyzed a lot of data. And if there is a change, it's so insignificant. Most people did not realize it.
Awesome. Here's one maybe for Sam and or David. So there was a lot of chat about algo updates at the beginning of the presentation. Is there a way or a strategy to future-proof your website so that it's not impacted negatively as a part of a big Google algorithm update?
Sure. And David, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this too. In my mind, what's more important than trying to future-proof is staying flexible. I don't think there are just a set of steps that you can take to prevent your site, statically as it exists, from ever being impacted by algorithm updates. That's just really not how it works. But what's important for you to be able to do is to understand what the algorithm update is trying to accomplish. So reading Google's notes as they're published, reading other industry news outlets, SEO industry news outlets, and following influencers, Twitter, whatever, seeing exactly what's going on, and then being flexible enough to pivot your strategies and update your content in such a way that you're able to adapt. And that's really the big thing I would say. Your ability to adapt to an algorithm update is going to be much more fruitful than your ability to sort of statically protect your site from future updates. And David, do you have any other thoughts on that?
Yeah, I would generally agree with that for sure. I think one thing to think about is your content, right? Content shouldn't be something that is done once and then forgotten about. I think some of the sites that get impacted most by these algorithm updates are ones that have either a lot of content that is irrelevant, a lot of content that's outdated, or a lot of content that is just not a good experience for users. And so one of the ways to get around that is to update your content, your existing content, either as frequently, if not slightly more frequently, than you are creating net new content. Because if you update your existing content, it's more likely to be a good experience for users. It's more likely to be fresh, and it's more likely to be ultimately something that search engines are looking to reward instead of demote. So one of the things that we focus a lot of time on with our clients is updating content, and we're big proponents of doing more refreshes and updates than creating net new. And the greater percentage of content that is high quality, that is a good experience for users, the lower likelihood of being negatively impacted by an algorithm update. And then the other thing that I would recommend is making sure your website isn't technically bad. You don't have to be great. You don't have to have 100 on all of your page speed metrics. You don't have to have 100% of your URLs being Core Web Vitals compliant. Of course, those things are great, but if you have URLs that are poor, like really poor experiences, and you have a site that is just absurdly slow, those are things that could potentially leave you susceptible to a future update. But if you have decent to above average scores in those areas, then you should be fine. So to recap, update your content far more frequently than you create net new content, and make sure you avoid a lot of really bad technical issues.
All right,
On the-
last.
On the
Sorry.
neilpatel.com website, I know David and team has been updating content, and we've been deleting pages. And I forgot what the stat was, but Salo ended up sharing it with me. I think it was like 5 or 7% increase in overall SEO traffic from it. And we didn't delete a lot of pages. The updating we've been doing for a long time, but every once in a while we'll go in there and clean house. We removed a small chunk of pages, saw an increase in traffic, and I believe right now the team is working on removing around 10 times more content than we originally did. And a lot of this stuff, you can just do gradually, just making sure it goes in the right direction, because people can make mistakes or false analysis. You just want to make sure, because the algorithms also change so frequently, that when you make a move, it is in the right direction. And then once you're getting the results, then just do more of it.
Good feedback. Last one, I think, because we're running short on time here. This could be considered a trick question, maybe not though. Regarding rank, and I don't know who's best suited to take it. Regarding ranking factors, on-site versus off-site, is one more important than the other? And then the second part of that question is, can a small business compete with bigger enterprise brands when they are both targeting the same competitive keyword queries?
So you're going to get people who say that, they'll do a lot of studies that links have more impact than on page or updating content or whatever it may be. And back in the day, I could tell you, if you just built links, you could do really well. But there's competition, and there's tons of competition. It's kind of like winner takes all, and you got to do everything really well. You can't just do a little bit. It's just like if you have an old house with terrible plumbing and water leakage, if you paint all your walls and make them look new, you still have water leakage and you're going to have issues with the home. You got to fix every aspect of it. It doesn't matter how it looks. You got to take a holistic approach. And that's what we do at NPD. If you don't take a holistic approach, you're not going to win. It's sad, but that's true. And going back to the enterprise versus SMB, we are considered a mid-sized business. A small business is, in the United States, they say 0 to 100, 100 to billion is mid-size. Large enterprises are billion plus in revenue a year. And if you look at NP Digital, we were on the Inc. 5000 list multiple times. We hit the list at number 21 the very first time. And the reason we were able to do so is because we were a small business. We didn't have venture funding, and through things like SEO and email marketing and just taking digital marketing in whole, leveraging social media in all aspects of it, we were able to compete with the bigger corporations like WPP, Omnicom, Dentsu. Some of you guys may have heard some of these names, but these are large advertising holding companies that typically do $10+ billion a year in revenue, and we were able to still compete. These are strategies that work no matter what size you are. And the reason I got involved in them early on is it allows the little, person to compete with these big organizations. It's like David versus Goliath.
Great answer.
So that's it, everyone. Thank you for your time. Brooke, Sam, Colin, David, really appreciate it. Everyone who took time to attend, really appreciate it as well. If you want to work with us, need help with your marketing, check us out at npdigital.com.
My name is Neil Patel, and I help companies generate more revenue through digital marketing. Entrepreneur Magazine said I was the #1 marketer in the world, and they also said I created one of the 100 most brilliant companies. I started my first website at the age of 16. I took all the money that I earned from working at an amusement park, and I paid a marketing firm. The marketing firm provided no results, and I quickly learned that I wasn't alone. Out of my frustration and from being broke, I had no choice but to learn marketing. My first client was a power supply manufacturer. I helped them generate another $25 million in sales, and from that point, I realized the power of marketing. I helped everyone that I could, and I built my reputation by being honest and over-delivering. I've helped companies like Google, NBC, Viacom, General Motors, eBay, but nothing's more satisfying than helping small business owners succeed. I founded 4 multi-million-dollar companies, and I've learned all the mistakes that you should avoid. I've written about them on Forbes, Entrepreneur, Inc., Fast Company, and even on my own blogs. It's so awesome to know that colleges from all around the world are teaching my material in their classroom. Over the years, I've received awards from the President of the United States, the House of Representatives, and the United Nations. People believe marketing is expensive and difficult. Fortunately, that's not true. There is a formula. Even if you don't have a technical bone in your body, you can get results. And my mission is to share this formula with you.